Welcome to Not Just Another Jessica. I'm Jessica. This is my first YouTube video. I've been a fan of YouTube for years. It's such an amazing free resource to learn new skills, to get to know people from across the world, and to just feel connected to people around you. I decided to start my own channel, and it's called Not Just Another Jessica. As one of thousands of Jessicas born in the 1980s, I'm one of many in many ways, but unique in others. I hope to show you the ways our family is unique on this YouTube channel. My first video today has to do with a no-spend challenge. I've been following many wonderful YouTube content creators as they and their families embark upon no-spend challenges. Some of the other YouTubers who I have watched do no-spend challenges are Laura Joanna Jarvis, The Fairly Local Vegan, Debt Free Diana, and the Personal Philosophy Project. I found watching these really interesting because these women are from different places all over the world. They have different family situations, living situations, socioeconomic statuses, and for each of them they were able to chronicle their no-spend challenge and the benefits that it had for them and their families. I hope to do the same here on my channel. Now, to begin a no-spend challenge, one of the first things you need to do is set up your reasons why. We live in a very commercial world, and you can go nowhere without commercials. My children are growing up in this same world, and I want to make sure that the life that we're presenting to them here at home is not completely related to commercial goods, getting new toys, getting new products, always wanting something, as media and the world as a whole would have us to believe. I want to make sure that as a family we are establishing good memories and good habits where my children learn that it isn't always about having something new, but often about enjoying what you already have. I also want to avoid lifestyle creep. As we age into our later 30s, early 40s, we see more money coming in, as many people in the United States do as they've been in their careers longer. But what are we doing with that extra money? Are we saving it towards the future or squandering it on consumer goods we might not even know we purchased a few years from now? I also want to make sure that I'm a good steward of the resources that I've received. All of us in this world, I believe, are tasked to use the things that we've been entrusted with to the best of our ability and not to squander them. And that requires careful planning, as does any sort of endeavor. So I want to make sure that when I look at my finances or any sort of physical resource that I have, that I'm using it to the best of my ability, and if possible, to best serve my family and to help others. With these things in mind, I began my no-spend challenge by asking myself a few questions. And they all started with looking at the last few years of our bank and credit card statements. And I encourage you to do this as well. If you're wondering, how am I doing financially? The answers tend to be on paper. So pull up that web browser and open up your bank or credit card statements, depending on what you use to pay for things. Now, we do use a credit card to pay for things, but we never run a balance on it. However, it is enlightening to look at the credit card statement and see where the money goes. Find your major areas where money is going every month. Maybe note them down. How much are you spending over a year at popular stores such as Costco, Target, and Walmart? Those stores seem to exist to bilk the middle class of any extra money that they have. Now, you might think that sounds a little extreme, but if you look at the layout of the stores, they're specifically designed with small, inexpensive, and not durable goods that you would pick up on the way in. An example of this is the Target dollar spot. You go into Target armed with your list. I am here to buy dish soap, crackers, dog food, and shampoo. Now, these are all necessary items, but in order to get to the necessary items, you must trudge past aisles and aisles of affordable and brightly colored, alluring items. Now, it's common to see people stop in the dollar spot and pick up 5 or 10 items that maybe they don't really need. And when you total that up over the years, the amount spent at these sort of consumer chain stores is really astounding. We totaled up the amount of money we had spent at Costco, Walmart, and Target over the years, and I couldn't believe it, because as I looked around the house, we had very little to show for those purchases. They often were not items that we kept for years to come. They were simply used quickly and disposed of, and if they were for the children, with the way children grow and change, they often only use them for a very short amount of time. So my eyes were open to the idea that a lot of the spending done there was not really useful, and how could I divide what was necessary from what wasn't? And a lot of this had to do with looking at past spending patterns and identifying how I might be able to change them. With any sort of pattern in your life, it's very hard to break a habit or change a habit. I've heard it said that it takes 21 to 26 days to change a habit, but if you read different websites, there's often conflicting information. I do know that habits are very difficult to break. Knowing that habits are hard to break and new good habits can be difficult to form, our family found a few free resources online. They are as follows. The website Debt Free Forties has a no-spend challenge that lasts 1 month. It's a printable challenge that you can download. It comes in a number of sheets that ask a number of questions. First question being, what is your motivation? You need to take time and write about that. Decide how long you are doing the challenge. When is your start and end date for the challenge? Decide how long you are doing the challenge. When is your start and end date for the challenge? Set the rules for your challenge. What do you want to buy and what do you want to not buy? Review the rules with your family. Try to get everybody who you live with on board so you're all on the same team. This can be a fun project that you work on together, and tracking your results can be a lot of fun seeing how much money you've saved, especially if you're saving up for a specific goal, such as a family vacation or a large purchase that you would like to make that everyone could enjoy, such as like a recreational vehicle or a boat. It says to put away your credit or debit cards to avoid temptation and to distract yourself. And they have some great links here for places you can go for lists of free things to do to keep yourself busy so you're not tempted to get on the computer and scroll mindlessly until you find something that all of a sudden you need and want to buy right away. So for our no spend challenge, we've set a number of rules. Those are going to come out in a following video as I chronicle how our no spend challenge is going. For now, let's see, 2020 is coming up. It's a new decade. It's a lot of opportunity out there for all of us, and we want to make the best of it. So here's to a happy 2020 no spend challenge, and I'll keep you updated on how it goes. Bye.